have money habits. And all of those money habits, whether they be good or bad, helped us to overcome an obstacle or solve the particular financial problem we were having at that moment. Hi, I'm Nicole, the other half of the Wealth Twins. And every time we have an opportunity to make a money decision that only helps us in the short term, we're actually creating a habit that will actually sabotage us in the long term and prevent us from actually being able to build generational wealth. And that's because those money decisions that we're making that are only helping us in the short term are actually reinforcing bad money habits. In the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he says, a single decision is easy to dismiss, but when we repeat 1% errors day after day by replicating poor decisions, duplicating tiny mistakes, and rationalizing little excuses, our small choices compound into toxic results. If our long term goal is to build generational wealth, then we have to be aware of the bad money habits that are going to prevent us from success. So today, I'm going over 7 bad money habits I believe needs to be stopped if you are seriously trying to build generational wealth for your family. Not only are we going to go over the bad money habits, I'm going to actually give you strategies that you can use to build new money habits. So, with that, let's get started. The first bad money habit that needs to be stopped in order to start building generational wealth is not focusing on the right relationships. My mother used to say this all the time. She said, you know what? I could be broke by myself. Now, it took a little while for me to understand that, but when I started getting into relationships, I understood exactly what she meant. Building wealth alone is hard. And it's even harder when you're trying to do it with a partner that does not prioritize money management and their finances. No one will be able to build generational wealth with someone who's busy tearing down finances. You have to be able to build with someone who wants to build. This can be a spouse, this can be a family member, this can even be the group of friends that you're hanging around with. The people you are spending time with and building relationships with will affect your wealth. And if you're trying to build generational wealth, and I know we all are, we have to be mindful of the relationships that we have and also build the right relationships that are going to help us grow in the future. If you would like to break this bad money habit of having relationships with money management is not a priority, here's what you do. Start being intentional on who you're building relationships with. The next bad money habit that will prevent you from building generational wealth is not speaking to your kids about money. We have all heard the stories of people that were left a great inheritance, but then wasted the money they were given. One example is the Vanderbilt family. Cornelius Vanderbilt made over $100 million during his lifetime. He was a self made millionaire. Within 50 years of his death, his family lost all of the money. Cornelius's grandkids decided to live a lavish lifestyle and they actually lost all of the money. They had no idea how to be good stewards of the money and they had no idea how to grow that money any further. If a family that had access to that much wealth was able to lose it that quickly, how quickly do you think the wealth that you're building right now will be lost with your children if you don't teach them how to properly manage your money? If you want to break this bad money habit, I'm not speaking to your kids. It does not have to be difficult, and you can start teaching your children about money at a young age. One great way to teach your children about money management and the value of money is actually sit them down with you so they can watch you pay bills and understand how your paycheck is being used to fund different expenses. It's a great way for children to start understanding that money is a finite resource, but you have to pay it out and be responsible with it. 2, have your children go shopping with their own money. Kids are very interested when it comes to this. A child that you give money to and they know that they're going to spend their money that day when they're going to the store, they'll actually choose to buy something less expensive than they normally would have had you been footing the bill. It'll also teach the children to start valuing money versus price. The price becomes a determinant for them to understand, will I get a great value out of this or not? And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, they'll probably put the item back. Or if they do buy that item with their own money, they'll appreciate it more. You can also have money conversations with your children. Do not be afraid to tell your children no and explain that there's a reason why you can't buy it for them. If a child is old enough to get disappointed when you tell them no, they're also old enough to understand why you had to tell them no. Have you ever looked up the Forbes richest persons list? You would notice something. Out of all the people, all the self made billionaires, they all have at least one thing in common. The thing that they all have in common is that none of them made their money off of get rich quick schemes. Now, with get rich quick schemes, you might actually make some money. You might even become a millionaire. But I can tell you one thing, it will not be sustainable. You will always be looking for the next big thing to latch onto because you have never had a solid foundation on what it means to build wealth and the work that it takes to do that. The better thing to do to break that bad money habit of trying to become wealthy using get rich quick schemes is to actually play the long game. Success leaves footprints. Gain real world skills that will allow you to make money and then invest that money in high quality projects. One great skill that anyone can learn, and the better you get at this skill, the more money you will make, is the skill of selling. Now, the next bad money habit is not being able to delay gratification. There's so many people that want to build generational wealth, but they want to do it overnight. Okay, in order to build wealth, it takes patience and it takes finding good opportunities that are not available every day. So you have to be able to stack your money and then use that money for when opportunities arise, good opportunities arise, you could then put your money on them to help build generational wealth. If you want to learn how to delay gratification, one way to do it is to become a financial minimalist. Nadia actually made a video on how she was able to buy property and become a millionaire by practicing financial minimalism. Check out that video. I've linked it at the end of this one. The next bad money habit that will prevent you from building generational wealth and just prevent you from becoming financially stable is treating your credit card like an extension of your paycheck. A credit card should not be used to help you make ends meet. If that is the case, you are at the point where you are living paycheck to paycheck and you cannot build wealth living paycheck to paycheck. In order to break the bad money habit of relying on credit cards, I suggest doing two things. One, learn to see debt as a four-letter word and get yourself out of debt as quickly as possible. Credit cards are not your friend unless you use them wisely. Try to stop using your credit card as soon as possible. Do not add any more purchases and start trying to live below your means. It might not be easy at first, but it is doable. And once you start doing that, you can actually start building wealth. Two, find another way to bring some income in. It could be a side hustle, it could be passive income, but you have to find a way that you're not just relying on your job for money. It does not have to be sexy, it does not have to be glamorous, and it does not have to cost you a lot of money to get started. You can bartend, you can DJ, you can even face paints for kids' parties. These are easy ways to bring in at least $100 extra a week. If your job is your only source of income or you're not making enough money at your job, staying there and doing nothing about it is a bad habit that will prevent you from building wealth. The next bad money habit that can prevent anyone from building generational wealth is not investing in the stock market or real estate. You cannot build generational wealth just by saving alone. You have to invest that money so that your money can start making money on your money. This is where passive income comes into play. This is where compounding comes into play. Dividend stocks are a way for you to make money on your money without actually having to sell your investments. And when it comes to real estate, buying multifamily homes is a way to make money on your money and actually lower your mortgage payment that you have to get by having someone else help you pay for that mortgage. Having income come in on investments that you make is the best way to start making passive income and start making some return on your investment without actually having to sell it. If you would like to learn how to start investing, you're just intimidated or you're trying to wait for the right moment, don't. Don't wait for the right moment because the right moment may not be there. If you would like to learn how to invest in the stock market, but are even intimidated just by the terms that are being used when we talk about the stock market, look in the description below and download our free 25 terms for investing. It's completely free, and I'm telling you, we break down the jargon into easy to understand terms so you can start on your journey to investing. If the jargon doesn't scare you for investing, look in the description below to open up a brokerage account that you can start using to buy single stocks, ETFs, and index funds. If you are willing to break your bad money habits and willing to use the strategies that I outlined in this video, show this twin some love, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone you care about. I'll see you in the next video.